exhibit coming to McCulling Museum.
And Tennessee's own Paralympic journalists. Welcome to TVC News. I'm Caitlin Kirkpatrick.
And I'm Maggie Schwarking. Joey Aguilar has only been on Rocky Top for 1 year, and this could be the day that we know if he's back leading the Vols as he seeks another year of eligibility, challenging the NCAA that counts junior college playing years against eligibility. We'll be in court this afternoon and will provide updates on our social pages. A new bill proposed in the Senate regarding professor tenure could impact educators not just at UT, but all over the state.
Our Luke Lamery takes a look at how this new bill could affect job security and teaching quality here at UT.
What once was a given for some Tennessee professors is now in jeopardy.
This is the kind of move that stops you from being a university on the rise.
Late last week, faculty received word about a state bill that could eliminate tenure for future professors. For years, it served as a job security mechanism designed to protect academic freedom. And if passed, future educators would no longer receive it.
But there's got to be some sort of cause, and pretty serious cause, in order to terminate a faculty member who has tenure.
The bill would shift universities toward contract-based employment, something Professor Matthew Pittman says could negatively impact UT.
The academic job market is not easy, but you want to go to a place that's the most attractive and has the best options for long-term employment and payment.
Similar changes have happened elsewhere, like in Oklahoma, where the state banned new tenure at regional colleges in 2026, and in Florida and Texas, where they've implemented strict tenure reviews for employees. Professor Misty Anderson says the change would feel disrespectful to UT faculty.
It's a sign of respect, and those are in short supply these days for educators. It's a way that the institution can say, we appreciate your contribution, we are taking you seriously.
The bill has passed first and second consideration in the Tennessee Senate, but it's still far from being passed. And both professors say it's a scary thought for the university as a whole.
I think that it would put us behind the competitors that we've been gaining on.
I think getting rid of tenure at the University of Tennessee would tank its rankings and reputation for decades to come. It would take a long time to repair that damage and get the top faculty back in here.
For Vol News, I'm Luke Lamery.
That bill will take effect July 1st of 2026 and will only affect professors that have not been granted tenure.
There is a new man
Your new head baseball coach, Josh Elander.
There is a new man in charge. Josh Elander is leading the team. Today is opening day for the college baseball season, and with the Vols opening against Nicholls State, it is sure to be a hit.
With more on how the day is looking, our Allie Campbell is live from Lindsey Nelson Stadium.
Hello, I'm Allie Campbell, and we're live outside of Lindsey Nelson Stadium, where Tennessee baseball will throw out their first pitch at 4:30 p.m. this afternoon. Now, if you're entering the ballpark, you can expect some nice 50-degree weather today, but as it gets further into the evening, it could progress down to the 40s, so make sure to bring a nice jacket if you plan to be here for opening day. Now, tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. is first pitch, and you can expect some 60-degree lovely weather tomorrow, but with lots of clouds, so don't expect to see the sun. But Sunday's a different story. We're expecting lots of rain on Sunday, so if you plan on coming to the ballpark, make sure to pack a raincoat and an umbrella, but also bring the good vibes to Lindsey Nelson Stadium. With that, back to you guys.
Thanks, Allie. It looks like a great day to be at the ballpark. Allie will be back with more from Lindsey Nelson in just a little bit. Be sure to stick around and see how the Vols shape up against the Nicholls State and look ahead for the rest of the season.
How are ICE agents shaping the future of executive power? This was the question UTK Bridge Club asked of students in a discussion they hosted this past Monday. The club is student-run with the goal of offering a safe space on campus for different political viewpoints.
Our Aubrey Curran met with the club president and found out the meaning behind their mission.
My name is Nicholas Huber. It's nice to see everybody. I'm the president and co-founder of Bridge UTK. Today's discussion is obviously ICE shaping the future of the executive power. Bridge meetings are really the best way to get students hands-on. Yeah, go ahead. with the mission of, depolarizing the United States.
This whole situation isn't
So we need to get back to a time where it's okay to disagree. That's a totally valid perspective. You can still respect the guy.
We have people carrying firearms with legal authority who are going through maybe 4 to 6 weeks of training.
The leaders of tomorrow are the students of today.
Local authorities should absolutely not comply with ICE in any way. An ICE officer calls 911, local authorities should not respond.
I hope people just take away that, for example, we have a student here like Jehoiada, who comes pretty consistently. He's on the right. Unfortunately, our membership base leans pretty heavily left. We're trying to fix that. But he comes and he always voices his opinion.
I just hope that they can take at least a certain viewpoint that's not the dominant one. I think that they should absolutely force it. If we want to find an objective truth or the best truth, we need to know what other people are saying.
I just hope that from what I say, they can take away that our constitutional rights are extremely important. They're what make this country great.
These are good people. They care a lot about something that I care a lot about, and so I want to join them.
Bridge UTK's next session will be about U.S. foreign intervention next Monday in room 103 of the Baker School. You can stay updated by following their Instagram at bridge.utk. Our Meredith McCluster visited the McCulling Museum for this week to tell us more about their newest exhibit. Take a look.
I'm currently standing outside of McClung Museum where their newest exhibit, Fashioning Ourselves, is now on display. I was given the chance today to follow Dr. Sadie Counts, the curator of the exhibit, and truly get to know the meaning behind all the details.
This exhibition has been over a decade in the making, actually, as we've been working on it in different iterations for a long time, but we're really excited to finally debut it.
The exhibit displays many never-seen-before pieces. It features garments from around the globe. Countries such as Japan, Syria, Guatemala, and Russia are all featured. The display is organized into 4 themes to help guests truly connect with the experience.
It's broken up into 4 themes, kind of what that signifies. So your cultural identity, your status, transformation time in life, and then spiritual and or physical protection.
But no matter where students come from, there's one special item that all vols can connect to. An orange and white University of Tennessee beanie from the 1900s.
There was a tradition where freshmen would wear these beanies to kind of showcase that they were freshmen.
Visitors may also leave their own mark in the interactive display. The museum invites students to open their minds and reflect on fashion's meaning and impact within their own lives.
So I love seeing students come in, get intrigued by something, and then that sets them on a path sometimes, and they, find a new career even because of their experience in the museum. So that's really rewarding.
I'm Meredith McCusker, TVC News.
The exhibit is free to visit and will be up until the end of 2026.
There are some changes to the way the Student Health Center operates. For more on the story, ours are Andrea Prebbles.
Do you plan on missing an appointment at the Student Health Center? Well, be sure to think twice, as it can now cost students up to $50. The University of Tennessee Student Health Center has implemented a missed appointment fee for students who fail to cancel or reschedule ahead of time. According to the Health Center, students who miss a general clinic appointment without canceling at least 1 hour in advance may be charged $25. Missed psychiatry appointments could cost $50.
I kind of think it's crazy because we are college students and a lot of us, especially as a freshman, don't have a source of income. So it's already hard to pay for necessities. So if something comes up and we happen to miss an appointment, $50 is kind of a lot to pull out of pocket.
Most clinic visits at the Student Health Center are already covered by student fees, but missed appointments can leave empty time slots that other students could have filled. To avoid that charge, students must cancel or reschedule at least 1 hour ahead of their appointment.
I'd probably be less likely to want to schedule an appointment of the fear of having to pay $50 if something bad does happen.
First year Ethan DePerna feels the same.
I mean, if I know they're charging me, I'm not going to want to make an appointment.
Health Center officials encourage students to plan ahead and cancel early to avoid the fee. With clinics back in session and appointments in high demand, the hope is this policy improves access and reduces last-minute no-shows. Reporting for TVC, I'm Drea Peebles.
You can find out more information on the Student Health Center's website at studenthealth.utk.edu.
In just a few weeks, 10 UT journalism and media students will travel to Italy.
That's right, they'll be visiting 2 cities where they'll cover the 2026 Winter Paralympic Games. Take a look.
From March 8th to March 16th, 10 students will cover the 2026 Paralympic Games for the USA Today network, and they are excited to cover it.
I've never been out of the country before, so I'm excited to do that, first of all. And then another thing that I'm excited about is just covering the second biggest sporting event in the world and being a college student while doing that and just having this experience learning these athlete stories.
Journalism and media students are flying to Italy to cover the 2026 Winter Paralympic Games.
But before they leave, the students are learning how to write about the athletes in a respectful way, one that honors them well.
The students are being held to really high standards. The work they are doing has to be professional level quality, and they are all rising to the occasion. The pre-reporting work they've done has been fantastic. The connections that they're making are really strong.
Students are preparing now by learning the rules of each sport, about the athletes involved, about the unique sporting equipment, as well as ensuring that they're fluent in the discourse of disability.
My role is kind of like an executive editor. I'm overseeing the project, but the students are doing a lot of work in terms of developing story ideas, reaching out to different athletes and coaches and other sources, and seeing those projects come to fruition.
The journalism and media students are eager to grow and learn.
There's no better way to improve in your journalism skills than getting out there and doing it. And I've seen growth in myself by going out and doing it. You just learn so much and you're on the fly.
To report on the Paralympics and to help others understand what's happening at the Paralympic Games is important to UT professors and students. In Knoxville, Kaylee Smith, TVC News.
Like others, Smitherman is excited to cover the 2026 Winter Paralympic Games, and she says that she's blessed to have this opportunity and to be chosen.
The Super Bowl took over San Francisco last weekend, and so did 10 UT students from the Big Orange Combine program.
Our Molly Polkawalt will have more for you on that.
Yeah, guys, 10 students from the Haslam College of Business were given the opportunity of a lifetime as they found out what it really takes to put on the Super Bowl. They saw how sports, business, and hospitality combined to put on the most watched sporting event in America.
If you see a random opportunity and you think, oh, I might want to do that, apply for it because it could change your life.
And that is exactly what Amanda Moons and Ethan Warrior did to land a volunteer spot at the Super Bowl with 8 other UT students.
Just with the experience itself, you really do see a city transform into a world venue.
And with an uncertain start from 2025, Moons saw the 2026 trip transform.
We had a couple setbacks and it ended up being a great trip overall, but this year everything flowed. We had other opportunities in San Francisco, which was really great.
This year, the group was also supported by some notable alumni.
And we had some donors who have gone previously that helped, like Josh Dobbs, Kurt Majette.
You know, I had the opportunity to talk with him and, you know, I asked, you know, how do you stay so connected?
And he got some advice from somebody he looks up to.
Intentionality is key. Intentionality is key to maintaining your relationships, continuing to build relationships.
And even if it is not Dobbs, unexpected mentorships were formed.
It's led by Debbie Mackey. She is the HR professor here. She's absolutely amazing.
Having her as a professor and just a true vol for life just truly encapsulates where, like I said, where I want to be in her stage of life.
I got the opportunity to make a connection with my professor that ended up being, she's more of a mentor now.
And memories that will last forever. This is Molly Polkawalt in Knoxville, TVC News.
This has become a yearly tradition and allows for students to grasp the magnitude of the work that they will one day be doing. If you are interested in being involved in this program, contact Debbie Mackey or visit the Big Orange Combine website. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Molly. Coming up, Tennessee baseball is back. We'll send you back out to the crew at Lindsey Nelson Stadium right after the break.
And then the Vols and Lady Vols both have had up and down weeks. We'll take you on a closer look to what went down when we come back.
Hey Vol fans, we're so excited to be on the air to give you exclusive University of Tennessee content. But the coverage doesn't end with TVC News here on air. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now by scanning the QR code. You'll gain access to 24-hour news coverage of UT sports, news, and other related content, all made by students. No one knows UT like we do, and thank you for your support.
Finally, baseball season here on Rocky Top, but that doesn't mean our other athletic programs haven't been busy.
That's right. For a closer look at what the Vols and the Lady Vols have been up to, let's head over to the Rocky Top Sports Report with Lewis and Drea.
Thanks, Maggie. We're starting today with some breaking news. The report came out late last week. Atlanta Falcons linebacker James Pierce Jr., a former Tennessee Volunteer and third-place finisher for the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year honor, was arrested on Saturday in South Florida following what police described as a domestic-related incident involving former Lady Vols and WNBA player Rakia Jackson. Welcome to the Rocky Top Sports Report. I'm Lewis Maddox.
And I'm Drea Peoples. Pierce has been charged with multiple felonies, including 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking, aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, and fleeing and eluding police. Court records show he posted bond of approximately $20,500 at the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center in Miami. A judge has also ordered him to stay away from Rakia Jackson, and Jackson's attorney has informed the court that she is willing to testify against Pierce, while Pierce's attorney says he maintains his innocence. The case remains under investigation, and TVC will continue to track this and bring you updates as they become available.
Now, as we already mentioned earlier, this weekend is opening weekend for Tennessee baseball, and there are plenty of new players and coaches to learn about.
So let's not waste any more time. Let's get you back out to Lindsey Nelson Stadium with Allie Campbell to get you ready for first pitch.
Thanks, guys. I'm Allie Campbell here live outside of Lindsey Nelson Stadium, where there's a lot of new before opening pitch at 4:30 this afternoon. New head coach Josh Elander steps in after Tony Vitello leaves in a history-making move to the San Francisco Giants. Former pitching coach Frank Anderson goes with him, making Josh Reynolds the new pitching coach. And another coaching addition, Chuck Girolamo comes in from SEC rival, the Florida Gators, and joins our staff as the associate head coach. Now, another thing that's new is Lindsey Nelson Stadium. There's been a ton of construction over the off-season. There's now a 3rd level, which has a ton of suites, also a clubhouse. There's also a Yeehaw Brewing Company porch out in left field, new dining options, and my personal favorite, a ball shop in the baseball stadium, which is actually right behind us here. Well, construction, as you can see, is still going on, but it's expected to wrap up around SEC play. But if you do join the stadium this weekend, you can still expect an exciting experience. Fans still enter through the main entrance next to Fraternity Park and the Stokely Garage, just as normal. So excited to see you back in Lindsey Nelson. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Now, Tennessee baseball is getting started today at 4:30. But they have a lot of work to do if they want to catch up to the Lady Vols softball team.
That's right, Lewis. The Lady Vols have picked up right where they left off after the semifinal exit at the College World Series a year ago, and it all starts inside the pitching circle. In the first game of the season, sophomore Aaron Newer tossed a no-hitter in a 10-0 win over BYU. Then senior Carlin Pickens led the Lady Vols to 2 ranked wins over number 21 ranked Liberty and number 5 ranked Oregon. 2 performances that earned her SEC Pitcher of the Week for the 8th time in her career. The Lady Vols are off to a 5-0 start and are back in action this weekend at the Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational. They're facing off against number 8 Nebraska in a rematch from last year's Super Regionals right now as we speak.
Now over to the hardwood. For the 3rd Sunday in a row, the Tennessee women's basketball team is set to take on yet another top 5 ranked team, number 4 Texas coming to town. After suffering the worst defeat in school history with a 93-50 loss to South Carolina on Sunday, Lady Vols had little time to dwell on it since a familiar face was headed back to Knoxville. Former Lady Vols player and coach Kelly Harper, who is now the head coach at Missouri, brought the Tigers to Rocky Top last night, looking to pick up a win over her successor, Kim Caldwell. Lady Vols had Coach Caldwell's back, though, dominating the Tigers 98-53. Janiah Barker led the way with 22 points and 8 boards. Lady Vols will need a similar performance Sunday afternoon when they take on the Longhorns in Knoxville.
Now over to the men, the Volunteers have a Valentine's date set with the LSU Tigers tomorrow night inside Thompson-Boling Arena. The Vols went 1-1 on the week, starting with yet another blown lead against the Kentucky Wildcats Saturday. Nate Ament led all scoring with 29 points. However, it wasn't enough to hold off the Wildcats during the second half surge. The Vols bounced back from the 74-71 loss in Lexington with the win over the Mississippi State Bulldogs Wednesday. Jacoby Gillespie led the team with 18 points in the 73-64 win, and the front continued to dominate the glass, out-rebounding the Bulldogs 45-31. The Vols are 7-4 in SEC play this season and will look to improve that record against the 2-9 LSU Tigers tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
And with that, the Rocky Top Sports Report is complete. Have a great Valentine's Day weekend, Vols.
We'll see you next week, but until then, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, guys.
A furry friend to soften your furrowed brow.
And a new alarm that may change the way you rise in the morning.
Hey Vol fans, we're so excited to be on the air to give you exclusive University of Tennessee content. But the coverage doesn't end with TVC News here on air. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now by scanning the QR code. You'll gain access to 24-hour news coverage of UT sports, news, and other related content, all made by students. No one knows UT like we do, and thank you for your support.
For you, I love the weather, so we're going to take a look at the forecast this weekend. Starting today, we've got temperatures in the mid-50s. Should be seeing sun most of the day, maybe a few clouds in the late afternoon today. But then Saturday, Valentine's Day, we're going to take a little more hourly forecast here. Notable thing on this is going to be in the evening. We have some rain moving in at 8 p.m., maybe some scattered showers, but then going to be coming more rain throughout the evening, and that is expected to stay all day Sunday as well. So from when you wake to when you go to sleep, there should be rain, not going to be letting up much on Sunday. Luckily, temperatures will be remaining consistent in those mid-50s, just drop into the mid-40s throughout the evening. Now Monday, great start to the next week. Temperatures just in the low 60s. Going to be sunny most of the day. So although we have a little bit of rain here and gloom before that sunny beginning of the week, definitely a great forecast for still being here in winter season. But that is all I have for you today. Now more stories back at the desk.
Thank you, Jackson.
With Valentine's Day tomorrow and love in the air, our Alexa Durbin met with one couple who started right here on Rocky Top.
Literally, this is where we met, and now we're getting married. My name is Victoria Hamblin. I graduated May 2025. Literally move-in day of my freshman year, I went to a Big Orange welcome orientation event, and I met my future husband, Luke Pozzoli. So the bus actually picked us up right here for that event. And so it's really UT and the Smokies and just East Tennessee as a whole is really where our love started. He lived in Geyer Hall and I lived in Massey Hall, and every night he would walk me back to Massey just so I wasn't alone.
I do miss those days of crazy where we could just hang out constantly while we were in college.
Yeah.
But soon, once we start living together, it'll be the same way.
He proposed to me in December of 2025, and we were long distance going into that. And now we're still long distance. I miss you. Here I am. Just to think that we found each other while like wanting to develop ourselves, and we've just kind of grown and developed together. We both went into college being like, you know, we're not going to date anyone. I had a whole plan, but we're no longer students, we're getting married, and my plan did not pan out the way I wanted it to. And you know what? I'm glad it didn't, because I'm so glad that I met him. He lives in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm driving up to surprise him for Valentine's Day. I'm so excited to see, you know, what the future holds, but UT will always be special to us.
Oh, well, that's such a sweet couple, and happy Valentine's Day to all the couples across campus.
When Monday stress starts to get in, the University of Tennessee has found a unique way to help students unwind.
Our Sophie Starkey shows us how a therapy dog is helping students reset at the start of the week.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.
Every Monday, students at the University of Tennessee have a reason to pause, breathe, and reset. That reason has 4 legs and a wagging tail. Mondays with Benny is a weekly wellness event in the Pride Commons where students can spend time with Benny, a certified habit therapy dog, during a stressful day. The event is organized by the university's Campus Culture Department. Coordinator Jalen Cargill says the goal is to give students a space to decompress and feel supported.
Students are more than welcome to drop in if they just need a moment to sit and relax, and Benny's always there to support and get all the love. He makes the students really happy. It has been a joy just to see the students come in and their faces automatically light up when they see the dog. He brings out a lot of smiles and I think just a little bit of relaxation. That has been a great way for us to connect with students.
Junior psychology major Iyab Gazal says spending time with Benny helps ease academic stress.
Mondays, I usually come up here, OC3, get some work done, and yeah, I'm able to start my week off right. It's just a positive environment to be in there, so it's like, even when I go there to get some work done, it's somebody there that, gonna lift my spirits up a little bit, so I want to be productive.
Mondays with Benny takes place every Monday of the month in the Pride Commons. Students can find more events on the Campus Culture Instagram page, offering comfort and calm one paw at a time.
Reporting from the Student Union, Sophie Starkey, Vol News.
Mondays with Benny is held every Monday in the Pride Commons. Students can find all of the fun campus culture events on their Instagram page at the UTK Campus Culture.
That's all for TVC News today. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now to stay in the loop with all things TVC and UT.
And as always,
go Vols!
Hey Vol fans, we're so excited to be on the air to give you exclusive University of Tennessee content. But the coverage doesn't end with TVC News here on air. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now by scanning the QR code. You'll gain access to 24-hour news coverage of UT sports, news, and other related content, all made by students. No one knows UT like we do, and thank you for your support.
Elephants keep forests healthy, and coral reefs protect our shores. When wildlife thrives, so do we. We all have a role to play in keeping nature strong. Together, we can protect wildlife and build a future where people and nature thrive. Find out how at wwf.earth/species.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.